Hello and welcome! Today I have been requested to review Star Wars Apprentice of the Force for the Game Boy Advance. Apprentice of the Force is a game that I have zero experience with, but after a bit of Googling and looking at the front of the cart, I can see that it was a game made by Ubisoft, and I love portable Ubisoft Star Wars games. I had great experience with them in the past, and I'm hopeful that this game will just be as fun as those. But before I get started, this video is brought to you by us and our new Gloa e-reader cases. When I set out to make our Gloa e-reader cases, I wanted them to last as long as possible, and I was able to achieve this by making the entire case repairable. Easily damaged areas are only held in with screws, while the rest is either held in with just friction or thread. So if you are interested in a long-lasting and repairable e-reader case, please check out the Gloa e-reader cases today at 16bitstore.com. The link will be in the video's description. Now back to Star Wars Apprentice of the Force. This is a 2D platformer in the same vein as Prince of Persia, which was also getting its reboot around this time, which is a bit of a coincidence since Star Wars was also getting its own reboot at this time too. In fact, this game was a promotional tie-in for this upcoming DVD box release of the original trilogy, along with the original Star Wars Battlefront, which an Xbox demo of the game was included in the bonus disc. Actually, this demo is really cool, as it has some minor differences between it and the main release, especially with the blue command post, which we wouldn't see again until Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wait, what was I supposed to be doing again? Right, sorry, I'm supposed to be talking about Star Wars Apprentice of the Force. Well, this is a Game Boy Advance game, and it is remarkably beautiful, with extremely smooth animations of what looks like pre-rendered models of the main cast of Star Wars, and the environments too look really great, though a bit repetitive. This all actually reminds me a lot of Super Star Wars. You have platforming in large environments with some off-path secrets, simple puzzles, and more. Super Star Wars doesn't entirely base itself off the movies like Apprentice of the Force tries to, but it does it for the sake of a more enjoyable gameplay and variety. I mean, Luke never goes into a Jawa sandcrawler in the movies and kill everything, let alone have a boss fight with a sandworm. But the game doesn't care about that, since this is a very fun, though very frustrating experience. No! I've done this again! I'm supposed to be talking about Apprentice of the Force, and yet I was even doing this while I was testing the game. Every few minutes, I would pause the game and just want to play something else, even though I know I should be giving these games my full attention. But its simplistic and bland gameplay, repetitive level design and environments just makes this a hard-to-play game for me, especially if I want to play it for any period of time. My only reprieve from this monotony was when I finally made it to the Death Star level at the end of A New Hope. But this too was so tedious that it killed any desire that I had to play Empire Strikes Back, let alone attempt to try to play any of Return of the Jedi's levels. What I find sad about all this is that I know Ubisoft can make a fun and exciting Star Wars game. Just look at Episode 3 for the Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS, which just came out 1 year after this one did. But despite how much I dislike this game, even I have to admit that Apprentice of the Force isn't technically a bad game. Its controls, its gameplay, heck, even its music and aesthetics, while bland, simplistic, and very easy, is good enough that I know a kid would easily enjoy it. Heck, I know if I had this as a kid, I probably would have loved the crap out of it. But I know well enough that once I saw those end credits, I would have put the game down, shut the system off, and never touched this game again. Especially since there exists better kids Star Wars games like Lego Star Wars, better platformers like Super Star Wars, better celebration games like Battlefront, and heck, there are even better Ubisoft Star Wars games like anything else that they made after this title. While at one point in time there might have been a reason to get this game, I feel that that time has long since passed. Unless you have nothing better to do with your time, I'd recommend to play anything else other than this. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have yourself a good day, and as always, take care.